Should you rent or should you buy a house during a recession? And this is an interesting one. I'll give you my answer and my opinion towards the end of the podcast. So, this recession that we are going into is unlike the 2008 recession. One, because it wasn't caused by the financial sector. This one is completely different than 2008. 2020's recession, however you want to look at it, was also a bit different because it saw crazy house values go up by 20.6% is what home values increased. So it was a much different recession as well. And rates were crazy low in the twos. People were taking advantage of that. People were taking advantage of the low interest rates. They were able to buy more house because of it. Now, at the same time, rents were also going up. Rents were increasing like crazy as well. You would see individuals give a whole year's worth of your rent, and that's unheard of. You had individuals that, for example, let's say it was listed. This happened in my city in Las Vegas. Say the house was listed for rent for $2,000. There were individuals that were coming in and offering $2,300 or $2,400 just to get that rental property. You have to keep these factors in mind in the next recession that we're going to go into coming this next year, I believe. What typically happens during a recession is interest rates fall. So with lower interest rates, means you can afford more of a house, and you also have a much lower mortgage payment than you traditionally would if you were buying during a non-recessionary period. So let's talk about the pros of buying a house during a recession. The biggest one is low interest rates. Then you have seller concessions, and then you have lower prices. So you have to keep in mind that rates right now are in the sevens. So a lot of people are sitting on the sideline. We don't know if we might see house values dip dramatically. They've been stabilizing. They've been going back to normal, but nothing worth saying that they're crashing or anything of that nature. But they have been growth has been slowing down. Let's just say that. Rents at the same time are also going up still. It's still a very healthy rental market. So those are some of the pros of buying a home during a recession. Now, some of the cons: job uncertainty, right? We don't know if your specific job is going to be axed because of the recession or because they're in financial hardship. Some banks might make it more difficult to lend because of their financial situation, because of what they're going through on the back end. So you also have to keep that in mind as well. So difficulties selling your home, right? You might need to sell your current house to buy a new house. So, and that might jeopardize if you were going to be able to buy a house. And the biggest one, the competition, right? Rates are going to drop. Tons and tons of people are going to come back into the market because they want to take advantage of the lower interest rate. So here's the thing. You are going to have to take an honest look at your financial situation and determine if you are in a good place to buy, right? The thing about renting, and renting is for some people, I'm not saying that renting is bad, but you are paying 100% interest on rent. Now, I know we hear people that are saying, well, rates are in the sevens, rates are in the sixes, right? But keep in mind, the rent that you are currently paying is 100%, right? So, and that might be your situation. You might need to rent because you're going to move in a year, or you're going to move in 3 years, and you don't want to make that financial investment and buy a property right now because that's not in your 5-year plan. So then I say to that, yes, rent. But if you're planning on either starting your investing portfolio and your real estate portfolio, and if you're going to stay in the city for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or this is where you're going to call home forever, then yeah, why not buy? Especially if you are, and here's my opinion on the matter, especially if you're going to get a lower interest rate, and especially if you might get a solid deal on a home that's been sitting on the market for whatever reason, right? My opinion, I think it is a smart idea to look at your financial situation and take a look at your job stability. And if you're able to buy, then 100% take advantage of that, because what's going to be happening is you'll be building equity. You'll have the tax write-offs. You'll have stability with your mortgage payment not going up because it's going to be fixed for 30 years. So that is my professional opinion. That is what I think I would do if I wasn't a loan officer. I would buy during a recession and take advantage of lower interest rates, because when a recession comes, interest rates will drop. And who knows, we might even see home values drop even more, right? So if you're sitting on the fence and you're waiting for the recession to come and you are in a good place financially, then take advantage and buy during that time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, thank you so much. Let me know what you would do if you were thinking about buying during a recession. Would you rent or would you buy? Leave it in the comments below.